last time he faced the Atlanta Hawks, Brian Reeves exploded offensively, finishing with a career-high 26 points. Since then, he's held his own against the game's greatest centers, including a career-high 18 rebounds against Shaquille O'Neal. But tonight, the test is different, as Reeves squares off with the versatile Christian Laettner, Atlanta's new man in the middle. This is Atlanta, Georgia, home to the '96 Olympic Games and home to the Atlanta Hawks. Tonight, it's Pontiac basketball on Grizzlies TV here at the Omni, with the Vancouver Grizzlies in town to battle the Atlanta Hawks. And hi, everybody, I'm Steve Biziak. It has been a wild last 24 hours for the Vancouver Grizzlies. After their game with New Jersey last night, they go to the airport, and one of those mobile walkways goes out to meet the plane and crashes into the plane's left wing, disabling it until the day. So the team didn't even get here until 1 o'clock this afternoon. They are a tired bunch. But that's only the half of it. During the game last night, point guard Greg Anthony got into a scuffle with Sean Bradley, the 7'6" center for the Nets. And Greg threw the punches, and that's all the NBA needed to see. They suspended him for tonight's game and fined him $5,000. Well, joining me tonight, Michael Thompson. He will not be subbing for Greg tonight, but I wanted to ask you this. They've got a big challenge against the Hawks. Really terrific backcourt.
That's right. The dynamic duo for the Atlanta Hawks, Steve Smith and Mookie Blaylock. As you see right here, these guys put up some incredible numbers. 15 points from Blaylock, 17 from Smith. But not only that, these guys bring a lot of energy, a lot of focus for the Hawks, and they come out and play good, tough defense, too. So the Vancouver backcourt tonight, they have to come up and step up in the absence of Greg Anthony. This man, Blue Edwards, has to match Steve Smith's production, Steve Smith's energy on both ends of the floor tonight for the Atlanta Hawks. And not only Blue Edwards has to step it up, but Eric Murdoch, too, who's a very capable replacement, as you guys know. This guy's been around for many years, so Eric is very capable of stepping in an emergency situation against Greg Anthony and put on a good showing tonight against a tough, one of the better all-around point guards in Mookie Blaylock. So I'm looking for a very intriguing matchup tonight in the backcourt.
All right, for our BC Tel advantage, a couple of weeks ago, the Hawks get this center, Christian Laettner from Minnesota. He's not a great defender, so maybe the advantage might go to Big Country.
Oh, definitely. Big Country definitely has the advantage, especially in the low post, because Big Country outweighs Christian Laettner by about 50 pounds. So Big Country knows how to use that bulk inside now as he's getting experience. The season goes along, so look for him to have a big game tonight against Christian Laettner, who plays very soft defense.
But as Michael said, the Hawks' depth is in their backcourt, where their leading scorer is Steve Smith, averaging close to 18 points per game. That means Blue Edward will have to defend him, and Blue has to contribute on offense. Murdoch goes to Blue here. It results in 2 more for Blue Edwards. It's the Grizzlies going against the Atlanta Hawks. Blue Edwards going against Steve Smith. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the play-by-play action of the night's game after this. Welcome back to the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, where tonight it is the Vancouver Grizzlies with a record of 11-52 and the Atlanta Hawks at 35-29. We have 2 old friends returning to the Omni tonight. Brian Winters, who is a longtime assistant for Lenny Wilkins with the Cleveland Cavaliers and for 2 seasons here with the Atlanta Hawks. And Lenny Wilkins, one of the NBA's all-time great coaches with 1,003 career victories, more than anyone in the history of the game. And he said one of his top assistants that he's ever had along his side is Brian Winters. And Brian Winters said, you better believe I'd love to pattern our game after the master, Coach Wilkins. And the way they defend here with Atlanta and the way they also defended in his days with Cleveland. Right now, let's listen for tonight's starting lineups from public address announcer Mike Noble here at the Omni in Atlanta.
At forward, 6'7" from University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, number 21, Gerald Wilkins. At center, 7 foot from Oklahoma State, number 50, Bryant Reeves. And at guard, 6'1" from Providence, number 14, Eric Murdoch. At guard, 6'4" from East Carolina, number 30, Blue Edwards. On the injured list, Eric Mobley. The trainer is Troy Wenzel. Assistant coaches Jimmy Powell, Rex Hughes, and Lionel Hollins. And the head coach for the Grizzlies, Brian Winters. And now it's time to stand and cheer for your Atlanta Hawks starting lineup. At forward, 6'8" from UNLV, number 2, the Plastic Man, Stacey Augmon. And at forward, 6'9" from Eastern Michigan, number 43, Grant Long. At center, 6'11" from Duke, number 32, Christian Leitner. And at guard, 6'1" from Oklahoma, number 10, Mookie Blaylock. And at guard, 6'8" from Michigan State, number 8, Steve Smith. The trainer, Joe O'Toole, assistant coaches for the Hawks, Dick Helm and Jerry Powell. Having a big round of applause.
And our Future Shop starting lineups: Blue Edwards, Eric Murdoch, Big Country, Gerald Wilkins, Amaya, and it'll be Blaylock, Smith, Leitner, Augmon, and Long. You like to match it with Gerald Wilkins against Stacey Augmon. Wilkins coming off his season best, 15 points in that loss last night to New Jersey. Well, Gerald Wilkins, with those 15 points, he has upped his average over 5 points per game. And Stacey Augmon, the man they call the Plastic Man, a superior defender. Michael, what are your keys for victory for Vancouver tonight?
Well, Steve, number one, you got to try to slow the ball down tonight, set the tempo, play a half-court game, because the Atlanta Hawks love to get out and run, folks. So trying to slow them down. Number two, limit your turnovers, because these guys go after steals. Mookie Blaylock, Steve Smith, and Stacey Augmon. Number three, play good team defense. They have balanced scoring. About 4 or 5 guys averaging double figures in rebound and scoring, so they spread the scoring around, so everybody has to concentrate on defense tonight.
And our officials tonight: Tom Washington, Dave Jones, and Ed T. Rush. Ed T. Rush is the man with so many years. He probably called a technical on you at one time, Michael.
Well, I guess that's what the T stands for in his name. No, I never got a technical call. I mean, for 13 years.
Are you kidding me?
I figured even though I got some horrible calls against me, why argue? The referee's not going to change the call, and all you do is alienate him, and he keeps that in the back of his mind.
But then again, Michael Thompson was going for the Hall of Fame Congeniality Award.
Sportsman of the Year.
There you go. There's the Plastic Man, Stacey Augmon.
Good player. Very good player. All-around player.
But this basketball team did not play well in their last ball game against San Antonio on Saturday. They lost 119-92. Their 27-point loss was the second worst this year. Our Chevron tip-off brought to you by Chevron Supremes for cleaner, burning performance. And it is controlled by Vancouver, and Big Country immediately gives it to Eric Murdoch once again. They will be without the services of Greg Anthony tonight. Suspended for 1 game, fined $5,000 for throwing some punches at Sean Bradley in last night's loss to New Jersey.
Well, that was Country trying to establish himself in the low post right away, and that's a good move. Try to get him going early.
And here's Mookie Blaylock, who had a terrific game in their victory over Vancouver at General Motors Place.
Well, that's a mismatch in size there. Augmon against 6'2", Murdoch, Augmon being 6'8". But Augmon, even with the size, not really that good a post-up player, so that's not going to hurt the Grizzlies too much tonight.
Gerald Wilkins trying to pick up where he left off last night with those 15 points, misses his first shot, and the Grizzlies 0 for 2 to start this game. Here's Steve Smith outside, and he hits the three-pointer.
Steve Smith has really been playing well this year. This is his contract year. He's going to be a free agent in a couple of months, so he wants to make sure put up some good numbers, and he's been playing good team ball for the Hawks.
And as you said, they would be a real test for Vancouver tonight. As a pair, Blaylock and Smith combined for 37 at General Motors Place and helped force 23 Grizzly turnovers.
On this replay here, there's Stacey Augmon coming down. Nobody picked up Steve Smith in transition. And Steve Physioc, if you had that much time, even you can knock down a three-pointer from out there.
No, you might have to give me about 8 or 9 chances.
You'll get one of them. One of them will fall in.
There you go. Blue Edwards at the free throw line, where he is better than 70% this year, but he misses his first foul shot and then misses number 2, and Christian Leitner grabs the rebound. Now that's my kind of shooting.
That's not a good start for the Grizzlies to come out and miss 2 open shots and, of course, your foul shot. You got to knock them down, especially when you're on the road.
A terrible pass by Steve Smith right at the feet of Mookie Blaylock, and it hit the official, so it's a turnover for the Hawks.
And I was doing some math here. 1,003 wins for Lenny Wilkens. All Brian has to do is win 992 more, and he catches him up.
Piece of cake.
Easy. Nothing to it.
I hope he can live that long.
Don't we all?
I mean, Lenny has been playing and coaching, it seems like, forever in this league. And there's Eric Murdoch from the corner. So a good comeback by the Grizzlies to start this game.
Well, Eric's going to play relaxed tonight because he knows he's the only point guard on the roster, really, with Greg's absence. So look for him to have a good game tonight.
Yeah, what they have done is play Lawrence Moten at the point. And also Gerald Wilkins will move from small forward to big guard and also dribble the basketball down the floor. And Ashraf Amaya, since he entered the lineup, the team has been rebounding better.
Christian Laettner picked up his second foul, and he's wondering why the referee called him, but he clearly hooked his man and tried to go around Ashraf. Watch his right arm. Watch his right elbow right here. See right there? Oh, come on. That's an easy call. Even you could make that call, Steve Izziak.
That is one I could make. I don't have to shoot the basketball. Eric Murdoch being defended by Mookie Blaylock. Wilkins trying to find the open man. That's Blue Edwards, and he rattles it out. No, and Blue had a struggling game yesterday in their loss last night. Held under double figures with only 9.
We got an illegal call against Ashraf Amaya. He came over too far away from his man underneath the basket. Wasn't guarding anybody, so the referee called him for playing a zone.
And we told you the matchup with Christian Laettner at Big Country. And their numbers very, very similar. When you consider what Laettner has done here in Atlanta. Sean Rooks, who came in to replace him, had the ball stripped. And the Grizzlies come off the floor. Blue Edwards quickly finding a gap, finding Gerald Wilkins, and he scores.
He's able to sneak that through the defense. Gerald found out that he was in a bad position, had nowhere to go, so he said, I'll take it to the hole, and goes in.
Mookie Blaylock has it stripped. Nice steal by Murdoch. That's the 3rd turnover by Atlanta. Wilkins had an opening, turns it off to Eric, and Murdoch will slide around Rooks. No, well, he's upset with himself, and here comes Stacey Augmon.
Yeah, you can hear Eric thought that one was going to fall in. Look for Gerald Wilkins to have a real good game tonight. He's got his family down here. He's just like his hometown for him, so he's going to want to play well tonight also.
And, of course, Dominique, the great Dominique Wilkins, all-time leading scorer in Atlanta Hawks history.
Boy, he put together some highlight packages in this building.
Sure did. Here's Grant Long, terrific offensive rebounder, and he slices in and scores and ties this game at 5.
Now, the Hawks are a weak rebounding team, so you can't allow these guys to give themselves second and third opportunities on the offensive glass. Limit them to 1 shot. The Grizzlies can win this game.
Country has only taken 1 shot. Let's see if Murdoch tries to get in the basketball. No, he'll go baseline and score.
See what I mean? Eric is feeling good. He's figuring, I'm going to go 40, 42 minutes tonight, so I'm going to come out here and just play aggressive and shoot the ball.
He's got 5 points, and Vancouver back in front by 2.
And he's doing it against one of the better defensive point guards in Mookie Blaylock.
Steve Smith trying to back his way in on Gerald Wilkins and has it stripped, but a foul will be called. I believe it will go against Eric Murdoch, his first foul.
Here's Eric getting Mookie Blaylock out of position. Mookie went up the wrong too high on defense, and Eric saw the opening, and the smart little point guard that he is decided to take it. Then he comes down here trying to help out double team him, and he slaps Steve across the forearm.
Grant Long outside. Nailing the 2-pointer. He stretched his game out farther this year, shooting better than 35% from 3-point range.
Yeah, they have right now 5 guys on this team who average double figures in scoring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually. So this is a very well-balanced team that Lenny's coaching.
And we've been tied already 3 times in this game. Lenny Wilkins, team got out to a great start at General Motors Place. Led 38-24 at the end of the first period, and the Grizzlies had to fight back to tie things, outscoring the Hawks by 14 in the second quarter. But then were really run out of General Motors Place in the third.
Right now, the Grizzlies are using their hands on defense more so than their feet, and that's why they're picking up these reach-in fouls.
Blues first.
There's Blue right here. Stacey Augmon has the ball. Blue reaches in, trying to use his quick hands, but he catches Augmon across the wrist.
Sean Rooks being defended by Big Country. Backing his way in. Here's the jump hook. He scores.
Well, Sean Rooks is feeling good, too. He has a new lease on life down here from the trade from Minnesota, so he's going to try to take advantage of the opportunity that Lenny Wilkins has given him. So far, he's played well for the Hawks.
Ashraf Amaya missing over Rooks. And Grant Long with the rebound. He averages close to 10 per game. They've got to watch Mookie Blaylock. He can shoot threes. He can drive. He'll take the outside jumper and score here. Knocked down 21 in their meeting in Vancouver, including 5 from three-point range. Ooh, and the Grizzlies take time out. And it came on a break opportunity. 6:43 left in the first quarter. Georgia, he spent a lot of time here, played against his brother Dominique, and yes, he's got some great Atlanta memories.
Anytime you come back here, you know, especially myself, it's like playing in the backyard with me and my brothers. You know, only thing I don't have my brother James or my brother John, you know, playing 2-on-2. But Nick and I have definitely had a lot of battles here, you know, and it's just nice being back on the East Coast. I played my whole career on the East, with the exception of this year. So just coming back East and being home here in Atlanta, and my family's here. It's just a great experience, you know, and I'm glad I was able to do it this year, you know, because in the beginning, who knew? But now, you know, that I am back playing, it's nice to come back home one time before it's over.
Well, he's got a chance to score again after missing a long 20-footer, coming off a season-high 15 points in their loss at New Jersey last night. Shot clock is down to 12. Lou Edwards wants to take Grant Long, but there comes the double team, and they got to scramble. Gerald Wilkins streaks to Bryant Reeves. Country's got to put it up, and it is off the side of the backboard. Ashraf Amaya, as the buzzer sounds, Michael, just barely got it in.
Well, there's Ashraf for you. Without the color here, that means he's like the Vancouver Grizzlies' Dennis Rodman. Without the tattoos and the blonde hair. He just scraps and scrapes for every little loose ball he can find. That time he got caught reaching in as Stacey Augmon came off the screen. Big Country gets the shot. He realized the shot clock's winding down. He has to rush the shot, but there's the ever-present Amaya. Oh, Amaya, always around the ball.
And he has given the Vancouver Grizzlies a 2-point disadvantage to the Atlanta Hawks, who have the basketball up 11-9.
One thing about this Hawks lineup that's in the game, now they're going to have to rely on jump shots like that one because they really don't have a post-up player in the game when Christian Laettner is out of the game.
Blue Edwards lost it off the side of his leg and out of bounds. And again, Grizzlies with 23 turnovers last time against the Hawks. And the Hawks are a very good defensive team, and they will trap you in the half court, and occasionally they'll run the full at you.
Yeah, when you're on the road like this, Steve, one of the key things is you must take care of the ball because you're not going to get many breaks in somebody else's building.
Mookie Blaylock with a little pick and roll to Grant Long, and Long scores. Grant is averaging 13 points, averaging 9.5 boards.
That was a tough shot because Country did a good job cutting him off and making himself big with his 7-foot frame, but Long was still able to muscle up over Country.
Murdoch again defended by Mookie Blaylock. Blue is taken by the Plastic Man. Shot clock is down to 3.
Gotta shoot it.
Murdoch's got a runner, and did he get it off in time? No. Tell you, Atlanta is playing just some marvelous half-court defense.
Well, they have a lot of quickness, a lot of rangy type players, and Stacey Augmon and Steve Smith. Even Grant Long is a guy who, for his size, is very quick, and they know how to take advantage of that, especially here in the Army in Atlanta. 7
turnovers already by both teams in this game, 3 by Vancouver. Long with another tip-in. He has started this game with 8 points in the first period alone.
Nobody boxed him out. Big Country, Amaya, everybody ran at Steve Smith when he made his pivot move to the hole. Left Grant Long all alone for the tip.
Having another solid year. Every coach who is coaching really praises the work ethic of a Grant Long. And that ball goes out of bounds. It'll still be Grizzlies basketball, 9 seconds left. And there is Grant Long. When he came into the league, a second-round draft choice at 88, nobody expected he would last this long.
Look at all those players around Steve Smith, and that's what enabled Grant Long to come in there unabated and was able to just tip it right in. Lou Edwards with a nice, sweet scoop shot coming to the hole. He needs to do a lot of that tonight because the Sean Rooks out there, even though he's a 7-footer, he's not really a shot blocker, so the lane is wide open for these guys to take it to the hole.
Oh, and they had Rooks in for a dunk. He just dropped the basketball right at his chest.
Oh, and that drives guards crazy.
Gerald Wilkins a little short. Joe Trakes to take it back up and in. And that makes it 15-13 Hawks. Mookie Blaylock to that Stacey Augmon.
Well, he snuck in behind Country. Country realized he was back there. That's why he hustled back, but he didn't cut off the lane to the basket. Ogden was able to elevate over Country.
Country against Rooks. He powers it up and in.
Nice
His
rolling
first
hook
two.
shot. Yep, he just pivoted, bounced the ball, and just used his rhythm on that hook shot and was able to just muscle it in.
All 5 Grizzly starters had scored. Long has it picked. And here comes Gerald Wilkins. Watch this.
Nice and easy. Doesn't want to wear out those legs too early in the game.
No, and he's a world-class leaper. But he's had the back problems, the Achilles problems.
After a while, it takes a toll on your jumping ability, so he can't jump the way he used to when he used to play for the New York Knicks.
Stacey Augmon is punched, but the ball not free
Hey.
again. It's Murdoch again. Here comes Gerald.
Hey, Gerald's liking this. He just standing up by half court. You guys steal the ball and
Cherry
throw it to me.
picking.
Exactly.
Look at the smile on his face. Lenny Wilkins is concerned as the Grizzlies have gone in front by 2 on this 10-2 run. How about this? Down the Atlanta Hawks and our McDonald's fast break, and deserve a break when Merrick Murdoch comes up with 3 steals in the first period alone. Well, Gerald Wilkins is going to be jamming.
Doing like all of you guys do when you're playing full court basketball with your buddies, just hanging out at half court, hoping that somebody steals the ball so you can get a layup or a dunk.
10 points in the last minute and a half. That's erased that Hawks lead, and Brian Winters is beside himself.
Been trying to contain himself. It's still early, Steve. He's still early. He has to wait. There's a long way to go. Pressure him when he has the ball up like that, because that way you can't pick out the passers.
Steve Smith with a tough shot ties the game at 19. He's averaging 17.5 points per game. Their leading scorer. Ashraf Amaya gets it into Eric Murdoch. Back to Ashraf.
Get across. Got to get across that 10-second line, which he did.
Amaya all the way. Hey.
Hey, showing his ball handling ability, son, like a small forward.
And Blue with the steal. And here comes Vancouver. Eric Murdoch back to Blue, back to Murdoch. They race it up the floor. Good passing. And Gerald Wilkins misses, but Eric Murdoch does not.
Right now they're hustling and beating the Atlanta Hawks to all the balls. You see the Atlanta Hawks do it to their opponents.
This is nothing like the first quarter against the Hawks at General Motors Place, when the Grizzlies were down 14 at 38-24. And we've got a minute 37. It's not going to be like that this time. Brooks is fouled by Amaya.
That's a bad call. That was a good defensive play by Amaya, holding his hands straight up, and Rooks just hit the ball into his hands. Look at Amaya. He sees a little opening there, going, "Hey, watch my guard skills here, folks." In traffic, was able to coax that ball through the hoop. That's tougher than it looks.
We have never seen him make that move this year.
Amaya?
Another dimension to his game.
Yeah, I mean, that happens as you get playing time. You build up confidence. He's playing well. He's hustling. And guys just need some time on the floor to be able to build up that kind of confidence. And he's getting it.
Anthony Avent comes in for Ashraf Amaya, and Brian Winters applauds his play, taps him on the back as he passes. And Avent this year is averaging just 6 points per game and really did not play well last night against New Jersey. Did not score in 22 minutes.
And that's back in his old college stomping grounds where Seton Hall plays their games too. So usually guys go back to their old college area. They usually have a good game.
Yeah, they're going to have the Mid-East Regional here in Atlanta, Georgia, and
that's right.
Anthony Avent
in the Georgia Dome. This is some team down here. They got the Georgia Dome. They got the Olympic Stadium. They've got the Brave Stadium. Plus, they got the Army, and they're going to build a new arena here in the next couple of years. They've got more arenas here for sports than they know what to do with. Brad Long, gotta get over there. Oh,
and Long was kicked, and the ball's knocked free, and here comes Blue Edwards the other way.
Oh, Long, we almost got decapitated. No call.
Reggie Jordan in the game defensively for the Hawks. Eric Murdoch being defended by Stacey Augmon.
I like the way the Grizzlies are playing, Steve. They're playing loose. They're playing easy. Just taking their time. There's into big country. Now you can do some work.
Country can't score, but there is a whistle and a foul against Vancouver.
That's big country. Watch this. He can't just... Oh, that was a good block. I thought he got him around the forearm, but good hands by big country. Grant Long put it out in front of him, exposed the ball to him, and Country showed some quick reflexes there for a guy his size.
first personal foul.
Maybe got a Jordan in the game right now. Unfortunately, it's not Air Jordan, it's Reggie Jordan.
Reggie Jordan, a 5-year player in the CBA where he averaged 17 points per game, and out of New Mexico State where you have to play good defense or you will not play for Neil McCarthy in Las Cruces. Well, he shoots exactly the same from the field and the floor, 55.5%.
That's consistency, baby.
Breaking the field, but
I guess he's a consistent player, huh? Coaches don't want to see 55% from the foul line.
But when he says, I'm giving you my 110%, he ain't kidding.
Exactly.
There's Blue Edwards getting it low. Big Country's got position. He'll turn, shoot. Missed the shot. Tough shot. There were 3 defenders surrounding Big Country. He's got to find that 3-shooter, doesn't he, in a situation like that?
Yeah, he felt like he got caught in the lane that time. He felt if he would have just passed it out, they might have called him 3 seconds. He dribbles in and he gets stopped right there. He figures, I better go up before I get a 3-second call on me here. So he had to go for the shot. But you're right. When he sees the defense collapsing like that, you got to find the open shooters.
Grizzlies will go for the final shot of the period. Here's Murdoch. I think Big Country should have taken that wide open 18-footer as time runs out for the first period here in Atlanta. It is tied at 23 after 1 at the Omni. Harry the Hawk missed 2 dunk tries, and Atlanta and Vancouver tied at 23. Our next TV game will feature the best 2-man game in maybe the history of the NBA. John Stockton and Karl Malone. The 1-2 punch for the Utah Jazz the last 10 seasons. That's a game against Vancouver in Salt Lake City earlier this year. March 29th, 6 o'clock on Check 6 TV. The first period, Grizzlies shooting 11 of 24, while the Hawks go 9 for 14, rebounding. Hawks 11 over 6, but they've also committed 8 turnovers.
Yeah, that's unusual for a team like with Lenny Wilkens. The scoreboard is still showing, the main scoreboard is still showing 31.6 seconds left in the first quarter. Obviously, they're not going to be using that. They'll be using the clocks above the basket, which also has the 24-second shot clock, too. So players will have to get used to looking up there. They usually do anyway as they look at the time.
23-23.
Time stands still.
Yes. And they also gave an air horn to the PA announcer, and he will mark the end of the quarter.
Can he just stand up and go, hey, end of the quarter?
Yeah, but there's so few fans here. It could be anybody. Here's
true.
Steve Smith. Misses. Grant Long. Man, how many times has he done that already in the first half? As Grant Long has scored 10 points, 8 in the first period, and now 2 to open the second.
Got to put a body on him. That's Anthony Avent's responsibility. You know, that's Grant Long's game. He's getting second shots, so be aware where he is all the time when the shot goes up.
Lawrence Moten in the game, and the Grizzlies guard from Syracuse has been fouled. He'll be at the line for 2 shots. They have to do a better job of sealing off Grant Long.
Yeah, he's doing the work early. Here comes Steve Smith around for the jump shot. While that shot's going up, Grant Long is positioning himself, pushed Anthony Avent out of the way, and rewards himself for the hard work by getting the basket, putting it back up. He wears a great number, by the way. That was 43. My number. That was my number, Richard Petty's number, and Larry Brown's number for Washington Redskins. Of course, nobody remembers me.
I remember Larry Brown.
That's right.
He played at Kansas State University.
Former running back was one of the better ones. And Richard Perry, the king. That's why I chose my number 43.
Lawrence Moten is now defending Reggie Jordan. And from the baseline, Stacey Augmon scores to give the Hawks a 27-25 lead.
Right down there, he can knock those shots down. He's not that good away. Uh-oh, watch out. There he goes.
And a foul on Anthony Avent.
Stacey did a good job hustling up from behind. Anthony didn't hear him coming. Usually when that happens, whoever was guarding, Stacey Augmon was guarding, has to let Anthony know, hey, watch out behind you, watch out behind you. So he can be aware that defense is coming up behind him.
Avent picked up his second personal foul. Hawks lead by 2. 10:57 to play, first half. Steve Smith, they're looking for the pick and roll, but Rooks stays out high, now accepts the basketball, and Big Country will play him for the drive, and Rooks hits him and can't score.
He's trying to force it in there. Country did a good job on D.
Just 3 on the shot clock. Augmon better respond. Here's Reggie Jordan, and he did not get it off in time.
Good defensive sequence that time caused by Big Country, but the strong man-to-man defense against Sean Rooks as Rooks was trying to muscle his way into the basket.
And Lawrence Moten is fouled by Steve Smith.
Steve Smith getting up on Lawrence Moten in the backcourt, and Smith doesn't have the quickness to stay at Lawrence when he's that closely guarded, because Lawrence can blow right around him with his quickness advantage.
Grizzlies now going with Moten at the point with Gerald Wilkins in the backcourt in the front line of Blue Edwards, Big Country, and Anthony Aben. Country gets it. Rooks defending. There's the double team, and it is thrown away to Blue. Blue will float in and miss, but get fouled in the face. And they will call it on Steve Smith, who is called for 2 fouls in the game's last 30 seconds, so he has to go to the sideline.
Well, one thing about the Hawks, they do contest just about every shot. They go after the shot. They don't want to give you a free, easy look at the basket. That's good defense. The coaches like to see that. Guys going after the shots, even though they're not going to block it, but just to put a hand up makes the guy think about the defense for a minute.
Craig Elo and Christian Leitner come back in the game. Elo, one of the favorite guys that Lenny Wilkins has had. He dragged him with him from Cleveland to Atlanta just because he liked his style of team play and all-out defensive hustle.
Yeah, he's the kind of player every coach loves because he doesn't come in and make a ton of mistakes. He's not going to hurt you. Just a nice role player.
But what will his NBA memories be? Always having to face up against Michael Jordan when it was Cleveland against the Chicago Bulls, and Jordan would go off to like 45 and Elo would be draped all over him.
Exactly.
Reggie Jordan picks his second foul up.
And of course, on this roster, when you look at it, Craig Elo, he's got such a young baby face, you don't realize he's actually 34 years of age.
Lawrence Moten continues to back in, look for an opening. Circle that basketball around the Big Country. Christian Leitner leaning against Big Country, and BC scores quite easily.
Well, like I said, that's the matchup that they could take advantage of all night as long as Leitner's in the game. He's not going to put up much of a defensive effort to try to stop Country.
Reeves now at 4 points, and the Grizzlies get it back, leading by 1. Moten from way outside. Nope, too long. Reeves taps it to himself. He's got an opening. He'll twist against Leitner. Nope, Moten fighting for it, but it's knocked free to Christian Leitner.
Good effort on the boards, though, by the Grizzlies. Uh-oh, man running.
When they have had a break opportunity against Vancouver, they have come up successful like 90% of the time.
Yeah, they run
Twice
the ball.
it has been augmented.
Well, they run the ball very well, especially here at home. They love to do that. They want to open up the court and create running lanes.
Hawks lead by 1. Country hit by Christian Leitner. That should be his 3rd foul.
Sure is. He realizes that he's overmatched and he really can't stop Country from doing whatever he wants to do in the paint. So he figures, I'll give it a try and see if I can get it quick deflection of the ball here. But actually, he did get his hands on the ball. It was a good play, but when you're playing in that position, usually the referee's going to give you the foul.
He's still getting used to the new system, the new style. He's only averaging 13 points per game with the Hawks overall.
Yeah, but he's been
17.
He's been at 2.5, 3 weeks now, so he should be used to the new system, used to the new style. It only takes a week, 10 days at the longest before you come in and get acclimated and get familiarized with your teammates.
And this team has more weapons than Minnesota does.
Exactly.
So he's not being counted on to give him 17 to 20 points per game.
More weapons, better coaching, smarter players. So it's a lot easier adjustment when you come into that kind of an environment.
Yeah, did you hear what he said when he was traded to Atlanta?
First real coach he ever had in the league in 4 years.
That's kind of mean.
That's mean, you're right.
Alan Henderson in the game, the rookie from Indiana, taking it up and missing. And they will not count the basket on the return jam by the Atlanta Hawks. Instead, it will be Alan Henderson going to the free throw line for 2 shots. And the foul goes against Big Country. That's his first foul.
Alan Henderson can surprise you a little bit. He comes in, he's very nonchalant type of player, but he has some good skill. Reggie Jordan with the follow slam that didn't count because the foul occurred before the rebound basket. Rich Manning comes in for Brian Reeves. Alan Henderson's averaging 5 points and 4.5 rebounds. Shooting 41% from the field, not very good, and only 58% from the line.
He was a terrific player at Indiana, averaged 23.5.
Oh, look at this.
And Henderson comes up with the steal and the jam. Byron Scott now in the game. He really had a difficult night last night in the loss to New Jersey, only making 1 of 8 shots and another turnover. And Mookie Blaylock finishes beautifully. And Brian Winters says, I'm taking time out. I don't like what's happening. It's 36-29 as the Hawks are on a great run. 35-29, excuse me. A 6-0 run on Vancouver. 35-29. They have taken the lead. And here's our Sears slam. The steal by Alan Henderson. Gobbles it up. Slams it home. That was the beginning of the run.
Mookie Blaylock, the man with the quick hands. The welterweight size hands. Watch this. You got to watch him every time you come down with your head down, not paying attention on the dribble. He will pick your pocket.
And that is what really concerned Coach Brian Winters before the ball game, saying they press and trap very well. They choose their spots just beautifully. And that is why they're a winning basketball team. They're in the 7th spot now for the playoff position in the East.
That means they would play Orlando in the first round.
Yikes.
Exactly.
A steal by Avent. Boy, Alan Henderson with a lazy dribble as Vancouver only 1 for 4. And 9 opportunities have been solved 5 times for Atlanta. It's tied at 23 at the end of 1. Moat, nice move. Oh, and he has it ripped. Avent to Scott. He hits. Okay, that's 1. Now set screens for number 4.
Exactly. When Byron comes off, he knocks down that first shot. That means he's in his rhythm. And that makes you relax and feel good as a shooter. And the second shot, the second and third baskets come a lot easier.
Greg Elo. Scott defending. Manning on Christian Laettner. He'll spin that baseline. Nice move by Laettner. Count the basket. And that was his prettiest move of the night.
Yeah, he realizes he's going against the rookie and Rich Manning, so he's going to test him. He knows that Manning got caught leaning forward with some bad defensive positioning there. You must keep your weight balanced, so when a guy makes a quick move like that, you can move your feet laterally with him.
He's one of the great players in NCAA playoff history. The first player to start 4 Final Fours, and he won 2 championships with Duke, including being the player of the year. The all-time leading scorer in NCAA tournament, Christian Laettner. Yes, over 400 points. We played 4 years.
Over Lou Alcindor?
Yeah, because he only played 3.
20-second timeout here by the Grizzlies, so Brian wants to talk over some stuff. But yeah, it's an amazing stat that Christian Laettner is the all-time leading tournament scorer in the NCAA. I mean, when you think about all the greats that have played throughout the course of history, even when the freshmen became eligible.
Well, our next home game,
something to be proud of.
General Motors plays Denver at Vancouver Thursday, March 28th at 7 o'clock. For tickets, 280-4400. But when you consider that Walton and at that time Lou Alcindor were only eligible to play in 3, and the field was not 64. Of course,
that's true. Yeah,
play more games.
Yeah, I guess
I think that is Mike Glenn's son. I was talking to Mike before the ball game, and he introduced me to his son.
There's
Turnovers. 6 more for Atlanta. That's not like them. They only average 15 per game, but they are second in the league in forcing turnovers at more than 17. Here's Chris King in the game. He's defended by Alan Henderson. Manning gets it. Laettner defends. Here's Rich with the hook. Nope. Elo rebounds. Byron Scott, Lawrence Moten, Gerald Wilkins, Chris King, and Rich Manning. That's on the floor for Vancouver. Brian Winters really has to keep his starters off the floor because of a very, very tiring evening we told you about last night. Mookie Blaylock escapes free and scores.
The Hawks are moving well without the ball. One of their players get the ball either low post or medium post, and the guys are doing a good job back cutting for Atlanta.
8-point lead for the Hawks. That's their biggest advantage of the night. Byron Scott trying to play a 2-man game with Rich Manning. It's not there, so they'll whip it around the other side. And Moten picks it up. Lawrence out to Chris King. This is getting ugly. Here comes Mookie. 10-point Hawk lead. And Brian Winters immediately turned to Troy Wenzel, his trainer, and said, how many timeouts do we have left? They've got two. We've got 5:29 remaining here in the period.
Well, Grizzlies need to get some kind of presence inside, some kind of shot up inside. There's Rich Manning, gets it to fall down.
Now, does Moat get an assist on that?
No, that's a rebound.
Wasn't sure who touched anything. Meantime, Alan Henderson is killing him inside. But again, Reeves is on the bench. Murdoch is on the bench.
Yeah, well, both teams are weak defensively in the middle right now.
Timeout, Vancouver. Hey, let's put it together.
Timeout on the floor. Atlanta's taken a 10-point lead after Vancouver was tied with the Hawks at the end of one. Basketball is brought to you by IBM Canada Limited, a proud founding sponsor of the Vancouver Grizzlies. Shoppers Drug Mart, your exclusive Slam Seats ticket outlet. And by McDonald's, official restaurant of the NBA and proud partner with the Vancouver Grizzlies. Alan Henderson with 6 points in this period. He's a big part of the Hawks' 14-4 run since this game was tied at 29.
Yeah, he's doing it on both ends, but good defense and good shooting on the other end. That's Byron Scott. I tell you, he hits his first shot. I've seen it happen many years in LA where Byron gets it going early, boy. You got to keep looking for him.
I'm for him taking a shot every single time down the floor. And everybody else hit the offensive glass.
I wouldn't argue with that. He's got a good look at the basket.
Well, Big Country's coming back in, so maybe a two-man game. Here comes Eric Murdoch sliding it ahead to Chris King, and he lays it in. So perhaps the Grizzlies putting a dagger into that outstanding Atlanta run.
They came out of that timeout with some energy, a little more aggressiveness. There's Byron right there, stripping the ball from Steve Smith. Keep running it, taking it to the hole.
Scott's going to pull up. It's a little too long. And the rebound goes to Atlanta. Mookie Blaylock defended by Eric Murdoch. Murdoch with 3 steals in the first period alone. He's averaging 1.5, one of the NBA leaders in that department. And Leitner has it stripped. Moten ahead to Murdoch. Eric is hit and fouled by Craig Elo. And Big Country gets off the chairs and comes into the ball game as he had 4 points in the first half thus far, and will come in with 3:49 remaining.
And when he gets an opportunity on offense, go right to him, because like you said, Leitner has 3 fouls, so see if you can pick up the 4th foul against Leitner before the half is over.
Big Country, Brian Reeves, 15 points, 10 rebounds last night. He had 26 points 2 games ago, game in Minnesota. 18 rebounds in the game prior to that against Shaquille O'Neal and against Orlando Magic.
Is he a top 5 rookie in your opinion in the league?
I think so. Maybe we'll discuss that at halftime.
All right. Measure him up against the other fine rookies that's come in and had outstanding seasons so far.
Boy, he certainly won. And ever since the trade of Benoit Benjamin to Milwaukee, allowing Reeves to go into the starting lineup, he's had a terrific year. Christian Leitner was hit as he went up and missed the layup.
Leitner's
Boy,
having
a pretty pass.
Yeah, it was a good pass. Leitner should have converted that shot. He got somebody got a hand on the ball going through there. I think it was Chris King. And Leitner didn't have really a good handle on it, but still, you got to make that layup.
Mookie Blaylock for 3. It's long. Reeves taps it to himself. And he one-hands it ahead to Eric Murdoch. Chris King with the drive, kicking it off to Murdoch. Lawrence Moten goes corner. Byron Scott. I think that's a great decision by Moten.
Yeah, it was great ball movement by the Grizzlies. About 5 different guys touched the ball before Byron finally got a shot off.
But Lawrence usually would take that shot. This time, he clearly got it to the man who was hot in the corner.
Exactly.
Mookie Blaylock missing. Murdoch rebounding. Nice run for the Grizz. They have cut it to 1 after they were down 10.
They should work it inside now. Go to Big Country. Let's try to post him up. He should come for the ball and call for it. Byron's looking for help. Oh, it would help. He doesn't need any help. It's like, everybody get out of my way. I'll handle this.
It's like Montezuma's Revenge. It's a game of runs. Excuse me. I take that back. That was the worst.
You've been on the road too long.
Here's Alan Henderson working against Chris King. Mookie Blaylock for 3. No, he's been long his last 3. And Christian Leitner pulls it, gets fouled, and has a chance for a three-point play. Once again, offensive rebounding the Atlanta Hawks have been so strong in this game, are killing the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Leitner was just in the right place at the right time, just hanging around. The ball was tapped back to him. Country got caught out of position. Leitner did a good job, good body control, coasting the basket through after the foul. Here comes the trap again. Just get up over half court and attack the basket. They don't have any shot blockers.
Oh, they got it to Big Country too far out of the lane. That ball's out of bounds, and it's still the Grizzlies down by 1 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
14 seconds to go on the shot clock, so be aware of that and don't let the shot clock run off again. Grizzlies didn't give up on this ball. There's Eric Moten just scrapping and digging, and the ball went off of Steve Smith of the Atlanta Hawks last.
Yeah, Lawrence Moten playing more like a veteran in tonight's game than a rookie. He goes to the opposite side, giving way for Chris King. Here's Byron Scott. Oh, he walked with the ball. I can't believe it. Byron just shaking his head, kind of gave a look at the official like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yes, the officials are so inconsistent with that call. Michael Jordan travels every time he makes a move. And
see that play against Mitch Richmond last night?
Exactly. Oh, good steal. Oh, that's a bad call. That's a horrible call. That was great hands by Chris King. He was ready to go back the other way to get the loose ball for a layup. Watch this. Alan Henderson comes up. Watch the hands. Oh, great steal. Right on the ball. See, the referee was caught out of position. He was in between Alan Henderson, and Alan Henderson sort of blocked him from view. He just saw Henderson go up, lose the ball, and thought there had to be a foul.
So our director, Greg Breckel, clearly points out the official who made the missed call. Thank you, Greg. 1:46 remaining in this first half. And this will be the venue for Greg Breckel's experience in the Olympics this year. He'll be doing the volleyball at the Omni.
Are they going to be playing basketball here too, or just volleyball?
I think just volleyball. But they give that
basketball
to some of the best directors. So we are very, very delighted to have a Czech 6 in BCTV this year. One of the top sports directors in the world.
So the Dream Team will be playing in the Georgia Dome. So they'll probably be getting about 50,000 a game to watch the American Dream Team against the international teams.
Vancouver down 3, 1:40 to play first half. Stacey Augmon wanted it. Lawrence Moten with the steal and slam.
Well, that's what he did for so many years in Syracuse. Lawrence has the range and the quickness to be a good defensive player. There he is, Carson Trott. Having again for Stacey Augmon.
Leitner came out to get it. Murdoch cheating down low to double team, but he's got to watch Blaylock because he's a great three shooter. Leitner misses another offensive rebound, almost went the Hawks' way. Instead, it's picked up by Byron Scott.
Give it back to Byron. He's open.
No, I think Chris King should take it from the baseline, Michael.
Okay, good call there, Steve. Yeah.
That's my hindsight. Grizzlies down 1 after being down 10. An excellent comeback. Steve Smith missing the three. Country taps it to himself and then has it slugged free by Mookie Blaylock, and he's hurt. And here come the Grizzlies, and Byron Scott scores, and Blaylock is down, and he is in some pain.
I hope he's okay, because I hope it's not the Achilles or a knee, because boy, I tell you, he's walking real gingerly on that leg. It looked like nobody hit him. Looked like he just pulled something as he was getting away. Oh my goodness, I hope it's not anyway, I'll just have to wait and see until the trainer says, let's watch and see what happens. He doesn't come down anybody's foot. Maybe
Big Country clipped him there.
Yeah, maybe Big Country rolled on his ankle or something.
Well, Mookie Blaylock, one of the top complete point guards in the NBA, and he's going straight to the locker room, but only 36.5 seconds remain in the first half. Now, after half, we'll be taking a look at one of the top rookies in the NBA, Brian Big Country Reeves, who's averaging close to 13 points per game, and we'll go on the road with our Grizzlies TV reporter, Ashraf Amaya.
Oh, he's going to be a reporter, producer, director, writer, everything, Ashraf, huh? It's going to be maybe the Steven Spielberg of the NBA. Could be the start of something big.
Could be the Trevor Thompson of the NBA.
Oh, no, there's only room for one of those. We can't have two of those.
It is Hawks basketball. The Grizzlies are up by 3. Alan Henderson going inside. Missing. Oh, he had a good look at the hoop. and could not get it to fall. This game was tied at the half when they played at General Motors Place, but it looks like the Grizz, if their fortune is their way, could go to the locker room with the lead. They spread the floor for Murdoch. Byron has it corner, takes the three, doesn't go, and it is knocked free, picked up by King, and he blew the layup. Here comes Reggie Jordan at the buzzer. It will not go, and we head to the locker room with Vancouver holding onto a 3-point lead on the Atlanta Hawks. It's the Grizzlies 51, the Hawks 48. Big Country only scored 5 in the first half. The Nike leading scorers, that man Byron Scott with 12 points and 5 of 7 floor shooting, 2 of 4 3-point range. Murdoch with 9, Wilkins with 8. Big Country had 5 to go with 6 rebounds, and Long with 10 points. And 3 of those field goals for Grant Long came off offensive rebound putbacks. Stacey Augmon had 8 and Christian Laettner had 6. But where's Mookie Blaylock? Where's Steve Smith? I mean, right now, Blue and Eric Murdoch, you'd have to give the edge to those guys after the over the talented backcourt of Mookie and Steve.
Well, right now, you're right. The Grizzlies are playing better overall. But right now, Lenny Wilkins is probably concerned about Mookie Blaylock. He comes back out. He's limping. Maybe Big Country did roll on his ankle, causing him to turn it a little bit. So we'll see and keep an eye on him, see how effective he can be here starting out this quarter as his body takes a little time to get warmed up. But Eric Murdoch should test him. Coming down the next possession, take it right at him to see if he can move laterally on his leg.
Again, the Grizzlies without their leading scorer, Greg Anthony, who started his first game in a long time last night in that loss to New Jersey. But Greg Anthony was suspended for this game for throwing that punch on Sean Bradley of New Jersey last night. Suspended 1 game, fined $5,000. He will be back against the Indiana Pacers in a couple of nights. Meantime, personal foul goes against Brian Big Country Reeves to open the second half, and for Big Country, that is his 3rd foul.
Well, Laettner has the quickness advantage over Country. He did the right thing by facing him up 15 feet from the basket and try to beat him off the dribble. And he's going to probably do it again as he looks inside, though.
Grant Long, Christian Laettner, Stacey Augmon, Mookie Blaylock, and Steve Smith. That's the Atlanta 5. Smith is doubled up very quickly. Mookie from the corner, way long. Rebound Amaya.
That ankle probably bothered him as he tried to get some lift on it. Threw off his rhythm on a shot.
Murdoch will run the offense as it goes left side. Let's see if Country comes down to that low block area. Yes, he will. Laettner will defend him from the front. Country had it tapped off his hand and out of bounds, and I think the pass a little bit too tall for BC.
Yeah, it was right there. He should have caught it because he was able to get his hand on it. Usually Country with soft hands is able to snare those passes, but that time it was just a little too high for him. Caught him off stride a little bit. Just don't let him beat you. Just good job by Amaya. Keep him in front of you. Good steal
and
by
a
Murdoch.
steal by Murdoch. That's his 3rd. Blue Edwards has 4, so 7 steals for the Grizzlies starting backcourt.
Yeah, they are very active tonight, and the guys feel good. They know that they're short-handed, so they can go out and play loose and realize that Brian Winters is going to have to go a long time with all the backcourt guys.
Well, it was Mookie and Steve Smith who just ate up the Grizzlies at General Motors Place, combining for 37 points, hitting 6 3-pointers in that contest, and a big reason they forced 23 Vancouver turnovers. But tonight's turnover story has been clearly Atlanta turning the basketball over to Vancouver. 16 turnovers. Here's Big Country. No. Rebound Long. Mookie Blaylock missing Long. He has not hit a 3 in this game.
Yeah, he's right now relying on that shot too much. He can come in a couple more steps and get the shot down.
0 for 6, and Gerald Wilkins threw it away. Stacey Augmon travels, you bet. Good call by the official.
Wow, any further on that travel, he would have got some bonus points on that one. Frequent flyer miles.
17 Atlanta turnovers.
Well, they're being careless with the ball. You know, these guys feel like they're playing an expansion team. They're at home. They've been playing well, so they probably are thinking, oh, we got to go out there tonight and go through emotions and get a win. But the Grizzlies are making them realize that, hey, you guys have to work for this one.
We played 2 minutes of the second half and nobody scored. And now we get a whistle. And the personal foul on Mookie Blaylock. And I've got to believe that his ankle is bothering him because defensively he's just not as quick.
Yeah, he's being real cautious on it. He's not getting lift on his shot, so Eric should keep looking to attack him.
Well, he's attacking Eric Murdoch right now. Let's see if they run the pick and roll. They tried to, but Country, there's a great escape by Amaya down low, and they had Big Country being defended by Mookie Blaylock on that switch.
Amaya did a good job working the baseline, took it to the other side of the basket, but Grant Long couldn't bother the shot.
Grant Long and Steve Smith trying to go for the pick and roll. It's denied by Vancouver's defense.
Good rotation on defense by the Grizzlies.
Augman misses. Long knocked it away to a Grizzly. Gerald Wilkins to Murdoch. And Eric will wait for the offense to come down and run the half-court game. Mookie defended by Gerald Wilkins. Down low, Amaya. Oh, baby.
Little Johnny on the spot. Guy has a knack for being around the ball when it's loose.
And Shreff with 8 points now.
See, the Hawks have no inside game right now. They're trying to just work the perimeter. They go inside to Grant Long.
Oh, and they're calling Blue Edwards for a goaltend. That would have been well short. A 10-0 run overall going back to the first half for Vancouver.
But Blue has that good leaping ability. He felt he could have gotten to that one, but he was just there just a second too late.
Well, if it's coming down, it's not going to hit the rim.
That's true. It was short.
Maya looking for the pick and roll. It fades to the baseline and misses terribly. Rebounding is Steve Smith. Leitner's in the middle. He wanted the basketball, was calling for it as Big Country was late in getting back defensively. And finished by Stacey Augman. And that cuts the Grizzlies' lead to 3.
That's what Leitner does so well when he faces the basket. He's an excellent passer, just like Big Country is. And these guys know when Leitner gets the ball facing the hoop, they make a cut. He'll give it to him.
Country against Leitner again. Gerald Wilkins way outside, missing off the right. Rebound Mookie Blaylock. He wants a Hawk, fill in a lane. Not one yet. Steve Smith accepts the basketball and Blue Edwards defends. Mookie. He's now 0 for 7, Michael, from three-point range, and Blue Edwards Murdoch gets knocked down and nothing called. Leitner.
Good pass, shovel pass from Grant Long. Everybody thought he was going to go in there and try to dunk.
Grizzlies call a timeout after they won up by 5 points. A 6-0 run by the Hawks to pull within 1. Grizzlies with a 1-point lead on the Atlanta Hawks, 55-54. Our Monks dish tonight. Grant Long going baseline to Christian Leitner. And Leitner with the finish. And that cut the lead to 1, and Christian Leitner. You know, this guy, when he was born, his mom was absolutely in love with Marlon Brando. And Marlon Brando, in a 1958 film called The Young Lions, Brando played a German soldier by the name of Christian Dietzel. She fell in love with Brando, and my first son's going to be called Christian, and thus Christian Leitner.
I thought you were going to talk about the mutiny on the Bounty or something like that. Bounty, you know. Mr. Christian. I thought that maybe that's where she saw him in Marlon Brando doing that movie.
There were a lot of guys on Minnesota. If Leitner was running the ship, they would have had a mutiny.
And they would have jumped overboard. Man overboard. Leitner didn't get along with his teammates in Minnesota because he said he was so used to winning in college, he just couldn't handle the losing in the NBA with the Timberwolves. But now, as the 24-second shot clock runs out against the Grizzlies, now he's with the Atlanta Hawks. He feels he's with a winning coach, a team that's committed to winning, and he's happier now.
After a statement about the coaches in Minnesota, they might have him keel-hauled if he's on the boat.
He said that he's playing for his first real coach in the NBA, in Lenny Wilkins. And, you know, it's not such a bad statement when you look at his former coaches at Minnesota.
And you're talking about Lenny Wilkens, the all-time winningest coach in NBA history. Here's Christian Laettner up strong, but misses the shot. Amaya pulls it down. Outlet Murdoch. Murdoch's taking it on everybody, and they are calling an offensive foul.
Grant Long playing that good position defense. Just waited to Eric Murdoch to bring the ball in. It looked like there was offense from where we're standing right here. Watch Grant Long get there. See? Oh, yeah.
He's still moving.
But he's moving backwards. He wasn't moving sideways or into the man, and Eric just kept going forward and ran him over.
That's the second personal foul on Eric Murdoch. Steve Smith from way outside. Boy, they have struggled from three-point range after the killing the Grizzlies at General Motors Place earlier this year.
Well, this team is in love with the jump shot. If I'm Lenny Wilkens, I tell these guys to take it to the hole a little bit more. Usually when they take it inside the lane, they score.
Murdoch had a pick and roll with Maya, but couldn't find him. Eric working on Mookie Blaylock, spinning in the lane, and he missed Big Country, and the ball's knocked out by Grant Long.
Good rotation on defense by Grant Long, because that was a layup dunk that Big Country had until Grant Long stuck a hand out there and was able to deflect it away. 3 seconds on the shot clock, so the Grizzlies got to get it up quickly, get it in and up. No fooling around.
Blue, he did not get it off in time, and it did not hit iron.
Boy, I wish I had a stat for how many 24-second shot clock violations that is, but I think it's around 4 or 5 right now. If I could give it a good guess.
Here's Laettner taking the 15-footer and taking it inside. Oh, and he was hit from behind. No call, and Laettner scores anyway.
Well, that's what he's got to do. If you're going against Big Country or a smaller center, put the ball on the hole and take it on the floor and take it to the hole. Big Country has one weakness. It's not going to move his feet that far from the basket.
Laettner has 9 points. He's not nearly as offensive-minded as he was in Minnesota.
Well, he's playing with some good teammates who can score, so he realized he doesn't have to score 20 points a game for this team to be successful. Here he is with the up pump fake. Country falls for it, goes right around it. He missed the initial layup, but was able to stay with it and get it back.
An 8-0 run by Atlanta.
4 seconds to go in the shot clock. They got to get it in and up again real quickly. We've been saying that a lot tonight for the Grizzlies.
Lenny Wilkens looking for victory number 1004. Here's Wilkens missing long. Laettner rebounding with the Hawks leading by 1. Laettner from about 18 feet out. He is tough. He's a guy who can draw the post player away. I like the mismatch. He can cause problems with other centers in the NBA.
Definitely. He's a high post center. A lot of like along the lines of Alvin Adams, who used to play for the Phoenix Suns many years ago. He's the same type of center. Finesse, high post center for the Hawks.
Lou Edwards missing. And the Grizzlies really being torn apart by the Hawks as they're on a 12-0 run now. And sending Stacey Augmon to the foul line for 2 shots. So Byron Scott will come into the game, and so will Chris King.
Well, the plastic man, he likes to do this. He has to get it in, do those spin moves. He's tall and gangly, and he can extend to the basket. And he's very good at drawing the fouls and putting them in.
Stacey was named college basketball's best defender senior year at UNLV. Here he helped lead in 1990 the Runnin' Rebels to the NCAA championship.
That's right. And there's a guy, when he's playing, Steve, when he's in the lineup, he came off the bench the first 28 games. The Hawks were 13-15. In the next 28, they went 19-9 when he was inserted in the starting lineup. So every time he's in there starting, his team has been playing very well.
Chris King loses the dribble. Shot clock's down to 12. Wilkens will go to Eric Murdoch. Blaylock defending him. Here's the double. Eric's got to find an opening quickly. Wilkens to Byron. He takes the jumper and scores. Ooh, I'm telling you what, every bit of that offense looked like a struggle, Michael, until the very end.
That's right. That's what you call using the whole full 24 seconds on that possession.
Well, these two masters coached together for so many years, now coaching against each other, and it's like a mirror image. Although Brian Winters said because of the talent, we can't do some of the things that Atlanta wants to do.
Well, not yet, but Steve Jackson and Brian will put together a nice team in the upcoming years through free agency and through the draft. Get the kind of players that they're going to need in here. Good catch by Big Country.
And he misses, gets his own rebound, sticks it back in, and Big Country now with 7 points, his first field goal in the second half.
Christian Laettner's feeling it now. See, he's got the big fellow facing him. He can just pull up for a jumper. Oh, great.
Knocked free by Murdoch again. Wilkins. Oh, and Chris King with the finish.
Hey, these guys like it down here. They like this Southern hospitality.
Grizzlies back in front by 2. Now they're on their own mini run. There's the double. Somebody's got to be open. It's Mookie, and he has now missed all 8 of his 3-point shots in this game. Steve Smith, though, recovers and gets the offensive rebound and lays it back in to tie the game at 61.
Well, he's not going to quit shooting him, I guess, until he knocks one down.
2:20 to play, third period. Country gets the pick. There's the roll. And 2 more for BC. 9 points. And 1 more free throw coming his way as he was fouled in the play. We'll come back to see if Vancouver can take a 3-point lead. And maybe explain to our audiences, Michael, the pick and roll.
Country comes over and sets a pick right there from Eric Murdoch. He rolls to the basket. Very simple, isn't it, folks? A simple, fundamental basketball. That play's been around since James Naismith hung him the first peach basket, and it still works today in the late 90s. But you know what? A lot of guys don't run it effectively. Country can do it so well because he's so big. He can get his body in the way of the defender. When his man has to switch out to stop the point guard, and Country just rolls to the basket unimpeded. It's Magic Johnson and I used to kill teams for that because I would make sure set the pick, and once you set the pick, then it frees you up on the roll.
And if you missed the layup, ooh, I bet you got a mean glare.
I wouldn't. Oh, believe me, you did not want to miss the layup or a dunk when Magic gave you the ball, folks.
64-61, Grizzlies lead as Big Country has 10 points now. From the corner, Mookie Blaylock. He is 0 for 9 from 3-point range, and they're calling a push on Byron Scott.
Yeah, they said Byron did the push before the ball hit the basket. That's an old veteran trick, but usually you get away with that. Stacey Augmon jumped. His body went one way, the ball went the other, and the referees usually can somehow pick it up.
Blaylock has not scored in the second half.
Well, if he keeps shooting those 3 pointers, he won't.
They got the ball to Sean Brooks, and he is short, gets his own rebounds, and has it stripped. Here comes Chris King.
Vancouver's been showing some good quick hands tonight on defense all night long. Country! Yes! 2 points, baby. Basket good. Continuation. That's right. That's called continuation, folks, where he got the pass, immediately was bumped. He didn't put the ball on the floor, just went up with one motion for the layup, and it was put in. There's a turnover. Eric Murdoch again, creating the steal. There's Chris King picking out, just watching, taking his time. He's okay. Big Country beats his man down the floor. There's a continuation, a bump, and to keep going. A lot of guys lose their concentration after the foul.
Atlanta with 19 turnovers tonight, and they're one of the best of the NBA at taking care of the basketball. Their season high is 25. They did it against Washington way back in December. Mookie Blaylock with the basketball, and it's rare to see him turn it over, but he has too many times tonight, and it's been back-to-back bad games by their backcourt. They were very poor against San Antonio, and they're having a difficult time tonight, and that ball went straight into the backcourt. It'll be the Grizzlies as soon as it goes out of bounds.
Well, Mookie Blaylock is out of sync tonight. He is not getting it done tonight for some reason. Maybe his ankle's bothering him, but he's not limping, so Country goes out, Manning comes in. Hopefully the Grizzlies can keep this momentum going as Country takes a rest.
Yeah, he played well in this 8-0 run by Vancouver as Brian Reeves now has 13 points and 9 rebounds, and Manning will have to defend Alan Henderson.
Henderson's an active player, so Rich is going to have to be very aware where Henderson is at all times on defense.
Yeah, Sean Rooks has 1 foul. Christian Laettner has 4 fouls. Murdoch with the runner. Eric Murdoch with now 11 points.
Well, Vancouver's playing with confidence right now. The Hawks have allowed these guys to stick around in their building, and right now, Vancouver's the team that's playing well.
Rebound, Stacey Augmon. Murdoch again with those hands everywhere.
Well, they know the outside shooters aren't knocking down the shot, so that's why Murdoch and some of the outside defenders are willing to gamble more.
Yeah, that last timeout, Brian Winters talked a lot about defensive rotation, and they really have defended very well on that low block.
Yeah, they've He told him that once you double team on the ball, make sure you come over and pick up the open man quicker so they won't get good long looks at the basket. And Vancouver's been very active, very quick tonight. You think they're the home team, and they're not the ones who have to travel till 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, zone defenses are illegal in the NBA, but if you watch them, they really pack it in. And amoeba, they move towards that basketball, and Craig Elo comes off the bench to hit a three-pointer.
17.2 seconds to go in the quarter. If the Grizzlies can pull out this win tonight, maybe they ought to come into every town at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And of course, hope for a snow too.
Here we are in Atlanta. First day of spring, and it's snowing outside.
Oh.
Manning threw it away.
0.2 seconds to go. That's really not enough time to get a shot off legally, so this basket wouldn't count even if it goes in. It has to be 0.3 seconds on the clock before it can count as a legal bucket.
So Lenny Wilkins will talk things over as his troops have been humbled by the Vancouver Grizzlies through three quarters, 69-64. We'll come back and talk with Brian Winters about his old friend Lenny Wilkins.
Reproduced or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Lawrence Moten in the game for Vancouver. Shot clock is down to 10 as the Grizzlies hold on to a 5-point lead. Rich Manning stays on the floor with Wilkins, King, and Byron Scott. Scott's got to get the shot off in a hurry. It rims out. Manning with the rebound, and he threw it away. It's the second straight time Rich Manning has thrown that basketball away, and that really is difficult. Craig Elo being defended by Chris King. Gerald Wilkins taking Grant Long. That's a size disadvantage for the Grizzlies, so they double team. And a foul against Chris King. Through three quarters, the Grizzlies shooting some solid basketball, 29 of 59. They have not won a game when they've shot over 50% this year. They are 8 of 12 from the free throw line. But points off turnovers, that's where they're winning because they forced 20 Atlanta turnovers in this game. There will be a foul on Rich Manning. Brian Winters, you know, with the loss of Eric Mobley, that really has hurt the Grizzlies. Rich Manning just does not have the experience in this league.
Yeah, I think Eric Mobley's loss here, a lot of these close losses that the Grizzlies have had definitely would have been turned around with Eric in the game.
Wilkins to Lawrence Moten. No, that break was run beautifully, and the Grizzlies have gone in front by 7 again.
Good
Moten
pass.
with 6.
Good pass from Gerald Wilkins to Lawrence. Just stay off these guys, except for Craig Elo, and make them try to beat you from the outside to prove that they can knock down an outside shot, because Mookie has not had it going tonight. And just when I say that, he hits a desperation shot. Thanks for making me look bad, Mookie.
You're so critical of me when I bring it up. Now it's you.
Yeah, I put the kiss of death on the Grizzlies on that one.
Rich Manning missing the hook, ran long with the pull. Here comes Blaylock the other way. Hawks trying to get back in this game after they were down 7. Will they call a travel against Mookie Blaylock? No, a foul prior to that forced him to travel. But Brian Winters, he knows this would be a special occasion, coming back to Atlanta and coaching against his old friend Lenny Wilkins.
I guess the difference is that I look out there and I help coach this, basically the team that they have now, other than Christian Laettner and maybe a couple of the other guys. And I know all of them very well. I know what they're good at and what they're not, but it's not always easy to figure out how to beat them. And Lenny's just a terrific coach. He excellent game coach, and his substitutions, his timeouts, all of those things are things that he does very well, and he has a great feel for the game. So it's a little different. I sit there because I kind of know what's coming a little better than most everybody I play against, but yet I know it'll be very difficult to play against it.
Lenny has currently coached or played in 3,124 games over 23 years, the most in history. It's a lot of games.
Now Chris King from three-point range.
Sweet.
Holy smokes, who's this masked man?
Well, you know, he's been shooting well because he does those shooting drills and shooting competitions against Byron Scott at three-point line in practice.
Matt Bullard in the game of 3 shooters with the Hawks half. Alan Henderson working against Manning and scores. 9:35 left. Vancouver by 4. Moten trying to post Mookie Blaylock.
Lawrence is comfortable being down there. Oh, good pass.
Oh, and it's blocked by Henderson. He was one of college basketball's great shot blockers last year. Craig Elo. He'll run the half-court game now as that break was denied. Henderson, this time against Gerald Wilkins. Well, this is when the Grizzlies really miss Big Country, but they got to give him some minutes rest on the bench.
There's the block by Allen Henderson, getting it done on both ends. Good block on Gerald Wilkins. He's 6'9". He's 3 inches taller than Gerald, and he overmatches Gerald with the size and strength down low, doing the right thing. Good decisions by a rookie. Eric Murdoch comes back in, and he's been playing very well tonight. Been a big spark on both ends of the floor for the Grizzlies tonight.
And Brian Reeves comes back in. I mean, it's hard to give him any minutes rest.
Well, he's young. He can take it, Steve. He's only 22, 23 years of age, so this stage of his career is not going to hurt him, playing 40-plus minutes a game right now. And the Grizzlies, this game is there for him to take, so Brian Winters has to go with all his weapons right now to try to get this win. Not let this game get away from him.
That time he was slugged with no foul call, and Brian Winters is really upset along the sideline. Matt Bullard gets it forecourt, stolen by Byron Scott. Moten kicking corner, Murdoch for 3. Yes! They call it a 2, saying his foot was on the line, and Lenny Wilkins, he got his way. 76-73, Grizzlies lead, 8:17 to play. That ball's tipped by King, punched by Reeves, ahead to Murdoch.
Oh, run it, run it. Keep the Atlanta Hawks on their heels. Right now, they don't know what hit them. These guys realize that thought they came in here probably having an easy win tonight. So they're going to pay for it.
Oh, what a great move by Moten, and what are they calling a goaltend?
Goaltending.
Give 2 points to Lawrence Moten. This is a great move because he knew he had the man in the corner.
Yeah, he drove he drew the defense to him. And here he is going back the other way against Matt Bullard, who's 6'10". Thought he had a block on him, but the ball was on the way down by the time he got to it.
Elo goes corner. And Long will take the 3. No good. Moten fighting for it with Bullard, and it's out of bounds to the Grizzlies. Well, Vancouver up by 5, but plenty of time left. More than 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Steve Smith comes back in for Matt Bullard. And Brian Winters yells out to his offense which play to run.
Just move the ball crisply on offense. No turnovers, and Vancouver to win this game because they're getting good shots every time they move the ball well. They swing it around, change directions, change sides. Just now, right now, down to 8 seconds, and here they are tonight. They might have to scramble again. See what I mean?
And the steal by Mookie Blaylock. And Craig Elo with the finish and a 3-point play opportunity.
Well, Vancouver brought that on themselves by coming down the floor and just standing and watching Eric dribble the ball. Every time they move the ball around the horn or around the perimeter crisply, they get themselves a good shot. Good drive by Craig Elo.
Blaylock at more than 2.5 steals per game, second in the NBA to Gary Payton of Seattle.
Well, you talk about point guards, Payton, Blaylock, and John Stockton, I think, are the best all-around point guards in the game. You have other good point guards in there, Kidd and Rod Strickland and Dame Stoudemire, but they don't play defense like the big 3 of Payton, Blaylock, and Stockton.
Kidd is very quickly moving into that pack.
Oh, yeah, he'll be up there in a couple years, no question about that.
Chris King is long. Reeves with the rebound. Murdoch had a look from about 22 feet out, but turned it down to run the offense. Reeves, now they double him. Somebody's got to be open. It's Moten corner. Lawrence with that line drive shot, no good, and Blaylock rebounds. Hawks can tie it with a 2, and they can't. Another offensive rebound, this time stripped by the Grizzlies, and a foul against the Hawks. Time out on the floor, 6:27 to go. You see the Grizzly lead. Lead, but watch watch the way they get back on defense and just harass this fast break by Atlanta.
Good hands. Good block. Grandlaw gets the rebound. He doesn't go up. Oh, Blue Evans with the quick. Byron Scott, with the quick hands. Guys have had real active hands tonight, and it's been paying off for them.
And Atlanta now just 3 turnovers away from tying their most this season when they had 25 back in December against the Washington Bullets. The Hawks with 22 turnovers in this ball game, and they're a team that averages 14.8. Apparently they're giving them one more, 23 turnovers now.
Well, the last 6:17 to go in the game. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a nice little tight one coming down to the end here.
Country against Henderson. Got it. 4-point Grizzlies lead, and that's 14 now for Country.
Well, if they got this kind of matchup up front, Steve, it's pretty simple. Go back to Country until they can stop it.
Yeah, I'm surprised Leitner's not back in there.
Yeah. Good block by Chris King.
Henderson had it stripped, and they will call a foul. And it goes against Lawrence Moten, his first. Look at Moten in crunch time. This guy has really grown up in the last week.
Well, he's been saying all along that he just wants a chance to play and show what he can do. He's getting the opportunity right now, Steve, and doing a very good job.
You know, when you're a second-round draft choice, I think you have to even work harder in practice to impress the coaches.
And be a little bit more patient and realize that your time will come. You're young. He's going to have a lot of time in this game, and he's been very patient. And over the course of an 82 games, everybody's going to get a chance to play through injuries or suspensions or whatever. So you just have to be patient when you're young like that. A bad pass out. You got to throw a scoring pass where you can get a shot up. 5 seconds to go. 3.
Lawrence Moten missing short. Rebounding Alan Henderson. 5.5 remaining in this ball game. Craig Elo trying to back his way in on Lawrence. Moten went for the steal and knocked it out of bounds. It's Grizzlies basketball. Hey, speaking of Grizzlies basketball, how about getting on the waiting list? The best new seat locations for the 96-97 Grizzlies season. You can call now. Get your name on the Grizzlies season ticket waiting list. Just call 889-HOOP. It's 899-4667. Steve Smith for 3.
He ties it up at 80.
That's the 12th time this game has been tied.
Go back inside. Country got fouled in the last shot. I bet you if he goes back in and give him the shot, if he makes a strong move, he'll get the call. Go, Country.
Double by Blaylock. He finds Scott into Moten.
Oh, nice. Nice hang time by Lawrence Moten, a la Jordan. Good pass out by Country, too. The double team comes down. Nice cross-court pass to Byron. Byron gives it over to Moten, who's wide open. Look at the hang time. Ooh, sweet. That would have been nice if he could have spun that, put enough English on that and spun it into the, or I should say Canadian, and spun it into the basket, huh?
Well, as Tim Hardaway says, he's got some skills.
Yeah, he's got Lawrence Moten is going to be a good player. He's a scorer, not so much of a shooter, but he finds ways to score. Twisting layups off of steals, every now and then knocking down a line drive shot.
He now has 10 points, and it gives the Grizzlies a 2-point lead. Smith goes back to work from outside to give the Hawks a 1-point edge.
Well, that's okay. 4 minutes to go, long way. They've got the lead back. Vancouver just needs to maintain their poise, go back inside to Country again, but it's too quick a shot. That was a bad little rookie mistake there by Moten.
Shooting a line drive, not much arch on his shots.
Yeah.
Don't give yourself much margin for error.
Got a little too big for his britches there.
Oh, and Steve Smith has just caught fire. Somebody get a fire extinguisher. Put that guy out. A 20-second timeout taken by Atlanta. And Steve Smith, after really being slow in the first half, has 3 three-pointers in the fourth quarter and now has a total of 16 points.
Well, this is the time now where the Grizzlies can't panic. Atlanta stole the momentum back. Now the Grizzlies need to come back out and knock down a basket. Here's Steve Smith. He's feeling it, right in rhythm. 3-point shot. all the way. He got that pass and was able to just square right up. And here he comes back the other way. Has a smaller man against him. Says, okay, I'm going to take him down low. And he steps back beyond the three-point arc and lets it fly again. It's a tough shot in a tough situation.
16 points, 4 rebounds. Now we're beginning to see Smith and Blaylock backcourt heat up. Blaylock has done it defensively, but Smith now picking it up on the offensive end, and they really feel he has a future after he was disappointing a little bit in Miami.
Yeah, because they expect him to be the Magic Johnson, Penny Hardaway type player. He's more of a complementary player where it fits in with the guy like Mookie Blaylock and Stacey Augmon. A nice guy to have around, but not as the main guy. And he feels more comfortable playing here under this system.
With 9 seconds left on the shot clock, that basketball is punched out of bounds, and Gerald Wilkins will come back in. Well, they're going to give him a new 24 because it was kicked out of bounds. So King comes out, Wilkins back in.
Yeah, I don't like that rule. I think if you kick the ball, let it stand. If the ball goes out of bounds, it's just good quick feet. Reward a guy for the quick feet. Don't penalize him because he used his feet to play defense too.
Here's Byron Scott driving. No call. And it's out of bounds. Still with the Grizzlies owning it. But Byron Scott saying, hey, man, I'm a veteran. Look at my hand. I got pounded right here.
Let's see what happened here. Grant Long reached in, was able to knock it away, but he came across Byron's body, and Byron wanted the foul. Bring it around.
Clock is at 10. Scott. Yes! And the Grizzlies have pulled to within 2 points of Atlanta. Scott had 12 in the first half, has 16 now for the game. And again, Christian Laettner remains on the bench, and Alan Henderson getting all these late minutes. Steve Smith again. That's 4 threes in the fourth.
Boy, where did he come from all of a sudden, huh? Now you can't miss from three-point range.
Well, he hit a Hawks record 5 three-pointers in 1 quarter last year. He's hit 4 in 1 quarter this year.
Oh, there's Byron. Yes.
Ooh. No, it's long.
He had a good look, though.
Well, if I'm Atlanta, you got to go back to Steve Smith.
Yeah, really. Use him. Run him off screens or post him up. He's got the rhythm going, and Blue's probably going to end up having to foul him or something.
Smith. Oh. And Blue's defense was so ferocious that he overplayed him, fouled him. And a timeout on the floor. Well, we'll have about 20 minutes to do it. Yeah, that would be great. Hello, ladies, and it's in Atlanta with a 5-point lead, and it's been Steve Smith 4 of 4 from three-point range in the fourth quarter.
Well, right now he's been the difference in the game. Grizzlies had the game in hand until he decided about 5 minutes to go to take it over himself. Who does he think he is? Michael Jordan?
As a team, they're 5 of 5, and this man's hit 4 of those. It's just the fourth quarter alone. Now it's the free throw line. Vancouver, meantime, just 1 of 5 in this period. Steve Smith has just exploded in this fourth quarter. He now has 21 points in the game.
Yeah, and about 10 of those, 12 of those came in about 3-minute span. Grizzlies must have a score here. There you go. Go inside to the big boy.
Boy, they are doubling down as soon as Reeves catches it on that low post.
Yeah, they want somebody else to beat him from the outside other than Byron Scott. They're definitely watching Byron wherever he goes. Whenever Country gets it in the paint on the low post, they're going to go after him too. 7 seconds to go to get a shot up, so they better get it in and move quickly. No dilly-dallying around with the ball.
Here's Gerald Wilkins taking it up hard, off to Blue Edwards. As the buzzer sounds, he nails the two-pointer to close the margin to 91-86.
They're only down 5. They needed that because if he wouldn't have made it, they could have had a chance to go down by 9. So big bucket by Blue.
They work it around Craig Elo. Back out Mookie Blaylock. Shot clock is down to 8. Where's Smith? Where's Smith? There he is.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
my goodness.
He has tied the Hawks record with 5 3-pointers in 1 quarter.
That is just absolutely ridiculous. No way. This guy's not even hesitating, folks. He's just coming around any kind of screen, just letting it fly. That's a backbreaker on that one. 17 points in the quarter. Big Country gets inside and scores, and BC now is 17 points. Yeah,
to go with 11 rebounds.
You're down 6 right now with 1:20 to go. You can't be trading baskets. You got to make a couple of stops.
Particularly with Smith firing from 3-point range.
Really, I mean, Blue Everton's going to have to shadow Steve Smith now, but they're going to try to rub him off more screens.
Well, they're looking for Smith. Instead, it's knocked free, and a foul will be called. And who's it against? Is it against Atlanta? Yes, I believe it is.
It's Alan Anderson. So they'll put Big Country on the lines. He's going to knock these two down.
Well, Milestones in basketball, brought to you by Milestones, familiar foods with a unique twist, open for lunch, brunch, and dinner. Which 2 members of the Vancouver Grizzlies were originally drafted by the Atlanta Hawks? We'll give the answer later. Eric Murdoch, meantime, misses the 3. Wilkins misses the 3. A rebound, Grant Long, and that hurt.
That looked, he had that right on line, too. I thought that was going to drop.
And that may just about do it.
Great pass from Mookie Blaylock.
41.8 seconds remaining. The Grizzlies down 8 points, 96-88 to the Atlanta Hawks. Well, we'll give you the answer now to our Milestones trivia question. Which 2 members of the Vancouver Grizzlies were originally drafted by the Atlanta Hawks? And the answer is Doug Edwards, 15th overall first-round pick in 1993, and Anthony Avon, selected 15th overall in 1991. Then he went on to Milwaukee, to Orlando, and to the Grizzlies. Well, Steve Smith came out, and he ties a career record, an Atlanta Hawk record, with 5 3-pointers in 1 period, and happens to come in crunch time.
Well, he's getting the ball right in rhythm. Great pass from Mookie Blaylock. You see the joy in his face. All you people out there who play rat ball, play weekend basketball, know that feeling. We've all experienced it one time or another. Whatever you throw up, and it's going to go in. And right now, he's got that feeling. He's in that zone, we call it. And you just can't hold all that joy in. And, you know, you got to give the Atlanta Hawks credit, Steve. They realized that Steve Smith is the hot guy. Mookie Blaylock being the floor general said, well, let's keep going to Steve. Don't go to, if anybody else gets open, sure, they'll give them the ball. But right now, Steve's the main guy, the main option, and they get a good job freeing him up and getting the ball to him in right positions. This way he can catch the ball chest high and go up in one motion and shoot the ball before the defense can get there.
Yeah, they were running him through screens and picks. Blue Edwards doing a valiant job of trying to defend him.
Well, right now the Grizzlies are down by 8. Obviously, they need 41.8 seconds to go. They've got to try to get up a quick 3-pointer. The Hawks are going to be playing them for a 3-pointer, so just try to get a ball up within the next 7 seconds as quickly as possible. Try to get a steal right away. If you don't get a steal right away, then try to foul the worst foul shooter out there if he can get the ball, preferably Alan Henderson or even Mookie Blaylock, because he doesn't shoot that well from the foul line.
There's our Pontiac player of the game, Byron Scott. 7 of 11 from the field.
They need a quick bucket. There it is, going inside the country.
And he gets fouled and scores.
All right, so that's one thing Lenny Wilkins did not want to happen, a 3-point opportunity.
Reeves now has 19 points.
Good pass from Blue Evans to recognize he was wide open. Good look at the strength. Just the power right through Alan Henderson and put it up. That's where Big Country's improved so much. He's gotten so much stronger with his power moves to the hole from the initial start of the season.
Another 20-point night for Big Country, and he has closed the Grizzlies' disadvantage to 5 on the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks, though, take care of the basketball usually so well.
If the ball gets in Alan Henderson's hand, they got to foul him. They got to foul him. They're down 29 seconds. They're down 5. Put him on the line. Right there. Foul him. Foul. Oh, they missed the opportunity. Alan Henderson had the ball. You got to foul. 22 seconds. Down 5.
Smith. No, he doesn't get the 6, but Elo with the killer rebound.
And that'll do it.
With 13.5 seconds left and a 5-point Atlanta lead. 96-91. Well, if not for the heroics of Lenny Wilkins off guard, Steve Smith, the Grizzlies might have broken that 15-game losing streak Brian Winters has suffered. They have had a 19-game losing streak back in the months of November and December. And now a 15-game losing streak through February. Their last victory was February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Brian will go out tonight and show us some old friends in the Atlanta area, but somehow that dinner won't taste quite as good tonight.
Here comes Eric Murdoch. He's put up a three in a hurry. Here's Blue Edwards. Nope. Not much time, so they go inside to Byron Scott, and they'll give him that basket. Doesn't matter. The only thing we don't know is the final score, but we will, as the Atlanta Hawks have pushed the Vancouver Grizzlies to 16 straight losses with a 98-93 victory over Vancouver.
Well, tough loss. The Grizzlies played well for 44 minutes until Steve Smith came in at about 5-minute mark and decided, okay, I'm going to take over here. I feel it, and he knocked down that first three-pointer, and ever since then, it's like the floodgates opened for the Atlanta Hawks, and they just ran away with the momentum after that. But you got to keep your head up. You know, that's one good thing you can say about the Grizzlies, even though they've got a 15-game losing streak going here now. These guys are coming out and playing hard every night. Greg Anthony wasn't here tonight. Eric Murdoch stepped it up, and put on a good showing tonight.
Well, the Atlanta Hawks with a 5-point win, 98-93 over the Vancouver Grizzlies. We'll come back with our post-game show after you hear this.
So this is what you do every day, huh? For a baby. Like this. Not like this. It's not so bad. Maybe...
For the man with sensitive skin, Schick introduces the new Tracer FX.
That's the sensitive part? Right here? Good.
With its unique skin guard designed for a smooth shave with less irritation.
Think I'm getting the hang of it.
The shaving system for sensitive skin. Schick Tracer FX.
You guys look so sensitive. What's the big deal?
The NBA is at your fingertips at NBA.com. You have the computer, you've accessed the internet. Now log on to NBA.com for all you want to know about the NBA. 24 hours a day, you can check out game schedules, plus player stats and stories from around the league. That's any team, anytime. And NBA on the Air tells you where to tune in for all the action. NBA.com. Log on and get connected to the NBA.
Grace was so caught up in her life that she never saw it coming.
I can see you! Hi, Daddy!
But if she's about to go over the edge, she's taking everyone she knows with her.
Is there anyone who has had any kind of sex with my husband? I think I have a right to know.
Julia Roberts, Robert Duvall, and Dennis Quaid.
What could he have been thinking of? Probably the same thing he was thinking with.
Something to talk about. Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
CARE is here to help people help themselves. The progress is really remarkable in Zambia. People work so hard to improve their lot in life. And these people are really willing to learn now. I think Dikembe Mutombo understands that the power inside these people is really phenomenal. I know Mutombo will bring home one important thought. A little care